What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy hump day. This is hump day. Happy hump day. What up, Cruiser Bruiser? Long time no talk to. Hey, y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Listen, we about to get this party started today. We have Love After Lockup. Then we have a teacher project at 3:45. And then El Teddy goes live. And then I'm gonna do a tribe meeting. It ain't a whole lot I want to talk about, but we'll do a tribe meeting, and then we have the Real Housewives of Miami review at 10:15. So we got a full roster. Okay, so buckle up, get your notifications set, and let's get into it. So this is Love After Lockup. Now y'all know Love After Lockup is sort of my guilty pleasure because we know that a lot of this stuff is scripted. Like honestly, the only thing that really isn't scripted with Love After Lockup is that these people really did go to jail. Okay, for the most part, a lot of this stuff is very produced, but it's entertaining. Okay, I said the same thing, Melly, that it's only 6 seasons, but you know they do these Carlos King seasons where they go on hiatus, come back, and it's still the same season. So it may feel like a different season to us, but it's technically the same season. But anyway, come on in, come on in. Hey, Chuck, Sierra, Quake, what's going on, Melly? What's going on? Okay, so trying to kick myself out the damn thing. Y'all know the way I do it is that I go by couple. Okay, so let's start with the first couple. The first couple we talking about is Latoya and Keith. First of all, now Latoya and Keith were on a previous season. They weren't on this last season that I don't know, child. Like I said, these seasons, they weren't on the first 6 episodes of this season. They were on a previous season. And I do slightly remember them. I did not watch that whole season and I did not review that season. But I do slightly remember them. I remember she has a tax business where she does taxes and among other things. She has like a whole entrepreneurial thing going on. Keith was supposed to get out, but I guess something happened and he couldn't get out last season. So he's getting out now. You know, all of the paperwork is in, and she going to go pick him up. So she at the hotel, she getting all sexy. Now let me say this to y'all. I have not watched every season of this show. To be fair, I have not watched every season of this show. But for the seasons that I have watched, I am going to give what I said her name was, Latanya. I'm giving Latasha. I'm giving Latasha a A+. Okay. I am giving Latasha A+. We saw Latasha at the hotel getting herself together, getting her hair, you know, doing her hair, putting her makeup on. She's got all these clothes for him, you know, Nike polo, sneakers, and all that kind of stuff. And then she put on this lingerie. And the lingerie looks good on her because everybody can't wear everything. Like just because it's lingerie don't automatically mean it look good on you and so forth and so on. But the lingerie looks good on her, okay? Then she puts on this trench coat, honey. She got these heels on. She got her hair up in a ponytail. She got this trench coat. And she got the lingerie on underneath it. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you that that's how you're going to pick your man up, okay? Because they're married. They got married in jail. So I'm not even mad that this is how you went to go pick your man up, okay? Because if you're going to do it, commit to it, okay? If you are going to date a felon, commit to it. So you're going to pick him up from jail. Let him know what this life is about to be, okay? She gets to the place, and baby, she got a stretch limo picking him up. I'm not mad about it. I honestly am not. I'm just not, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I am not mad about that. I am not mad that she had the stretch limo come pick him up. She said, listen, we got to get him to the halfway house. Okay. But we're gonna go to the halfway house in style. We're gonna be in the back of this limo. We're gonna make good use of this lingerie. And we're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna drink a little champagne. We're gonna have a charcuterie board. We're going to have a good time. Okay. It's comical. She picked him up in style, Sierra, in the limo. She got the limo driver, and I love the limo driver acting like this was just a regular old pickup. So, what's the occasion? You know what your manifest say. You know where you going. When you run a limo, they know where you going, where they picking you up, where they dropping you off. You know where you going. And then he gonna ask her, is there any particular way you want me to go to get to Nebraska? She don't know. She ain't from around here. Take the long way. Baby, take the long way. She don't know. So they get to the bus station. She picks him up. She give him his bag of clothes. He goes to pick up the clothes. He goes to change his clothes. He come out in a nice little fresh, little sweatsuit or whatever. And honestly, y'all, maybe it's me, and I don't even consider myself to be OCD, but maybe it's me. I just feel like I don't care if you just took a shower before you got walked out the door. Before you get up on me, I feel like you gotta have to wash the prison up off of you. I need you to use some real soap, not that prison soap. I need you to put a shower where you can take your flip-flops off so you can get the bottom of them feet. Okay, get the bottom of them feet. I need you to use washcloth that I can't see through. You know what I mean? I need you to loofah. I need you to get some lather. Okay, I need you to wash that hair real good. I don't know. And I don't even consider myself to be that OCD. But the fact that he went into that bus station bathroom and changed his clothes and came out, I don't know. It just, I mean, I guess that's why I don't date nobody in jail. Because, right, Sierra, like, I'll run your bath water. Okay, I'll get a nice hotel room that has one of them big tubs in it so you can sit down, sink down into it, get you a good little soak. Right, vintage. We might need to go by the doctor and get a test or 2 or 3. Okay. So they get back to the limo, and then she says, I got a surprise for you, baby. What up, JB, boo? And she gonna open up the trench coat. Now, listen, like I said, I'm not even mad at you because you committed to this. You had a vision and you saw it through. You saw this vision through for yourself. And I'm not mad at you. Because he was like, oh, that's how you feel? Yeah, that's how sir, that's how you should feel. That's how you should feel. Okay? Actually, we need hunch until we compare tests. Then let me get used to you for a few days. Actually, I think you meant to say we not hunching. Because I don't think you meant we need hunching. I think you meant we not hunching. So they get in the limo, and this was the first. So all of that was cute until we got to his hair did look good. And I love those flowers. That was very creative. Whoever made that bouquet of flowers for her out of paper, it was very creative. Let me tell you something. Jail brings out the creativity in people. I have seen, listen, jail will make you think about some things, how to do some things differently. But that bouquet of roses was gorgeous. I ain't even gonna front. It was beautiful. It was definitely beautiful. And whoever the prison barber was, they did hook his hair up. They did hook his hair up. Okay. Now, here's where things got a little shaky for me. Okay. I always listen when these people do their confessionals, their solo confessionals when they first get out of jail. First of all, basically, he was a street pharmacist. He said that was what he did. He wanted the fast life, fast money. That's what it was. He does have at least one child who he's basically missed that child's life. And I know this is me going too deep. I know y'all about to say, really, B, you going too deep. I know. I got the wrong glasses on, y'all. See, I got to get used to this. I got the wrong glasses on. I know y'all are going to say, really, B, you thinking too deep. I know. But here's the first thing I thought about. I said, you need to give him time to meet his child. Because from the pictures, it looked like the mama was bringing the child to the prison to visit him at least some of his life, at least some of his life. Second of all, you talking about making a baby. Why these people be so pressed to have children with these people that just got out of jail? Can y'all help me with that? Why is that a priority? Like, we can't have a 6-week probationary period to see if you ain't gonna fuck up. But anyway, but he said this how I know something is a little winky here. He's supposed to get on a bus that's gonna take him to where the halfway house is. And y'all know they usually only have a certain window of time to get from there to the halfway house. He said he would rather get on the bus that's going to take him to where the halfway house is, like a Greyhound bus that's going to take him to the town. Like I said, they going to a whole nother, like it's a trip. It's a couple of hour ride. This woman done paid for the limo so they can ride in the back of the limo in luxury and relax, and you can stretch your legs out. I mean, even if y'all not having sex, which you know they was going to be having sex. He says to her, I'm a little nervous. I think I'd rather stick with the ticket they gave me. $17-hour ride. Thank you, Tanisha. So can you imagine how much money this woman just spent to get a limo? Now, again, it's a TV show and it's very produced. She might not have really had the limo for 17 hours. I got that. Let me put that to the side, that she might not have really actually had the limo for a 24-hour window. We're going to put that to the side. We're going to put that to the side. But let's assume for a minute she really did. You would rather get on that Greyhound bus for 17 hours? And then she going to say, well, if you get on the bus, I'm getting on the bus. I'll be damned. I'll meet you there. Now, I done paid for this good limo. Now, again, it is a produced show, even though it's supposed to be reality. So she may not, like, all of that might have just been for the show, child. She might not have really had no damn limo, because that's a lot of money. You got a 24-hour limo situation. That's a lot, you know. But neither here nor there. Moving right along. Hey, Just Sweet. Thank you, boo. Baby, listen, vintage. And then when they were talking about kids and stuff, of course, he was saying what he was supposed to say, but he literally had this look on his face like I wanted to say blink twice if you need help, because he was sitting there like this. Yeah, you know. I mean, I know she want a family and everything. You know, I'm just getting out. You know, I'm trying to see how things gonna go, but I love her. I was like, blink twice if you need us. Blink. Anyway, child, so that was them. Okay, moving right along. Next couple. Will and Courtney. Listen. This is what I'm going to say about Will and Courtney. And for those of y'all who remember Will and Courtney from the first 6 episodes, refresh your memory. Will is the computer guy who seemed like he got a little bit of change. You never know on TV what people really have versus what they pretend like they have. But seemed like he got a little bit of change. He was dating Courtney. He went to go get Courtney out of jail. They live in a whole different state. I think she lives in Washington State. He lives in California or Nevada or something like that. So he was trying to get the paperwork to do whatever the legal term is for her to be able to get her parole moved to where he lived. But in order for them to do that, basically they had to be married. So as soon as she got out, he literally was like, we need to get married. Now her mama was sitting there the whole time, was like, this is not a good idea. This is not going to end well. I know my child. This is not going to end well. Like, she said it. And then if y'all remember that first night when he took her to the halfway house and he called her that night, she sounded like she was high that night, remember? And then the next day she got all defensive and got mad at him and threw it in his face and started talking about how she, thank you, Hibiscus Rose, talking about how she got the sugar daddies, and if he don't want to do it, she got somebody else that can do it. See, that is classic addict behavior. Deflection when they get caught, right? And then they want to try to hurt you. That is addict behavior. I knew then. I said she was high. She was absent. When you called her that night and it sounded like she was high, she was. So of course he had to go back home, and they were in the process of trying to do the paperwork to get her moved, because I think they denied it at first. And so whatever attorney he had was like, well, it'll help if y'all are married. And so that's when they got married. Child, he said, well, I was talking to her. He said things haven't been great, trying to date long distance. It hasn't been really easy for us. And I've been talking to her, and then all of a sudden her phone died and they found it in the lake or something. Sir, does somebody need to draw you a roadmap? Because you said they found it in the lake. Who put it there? Then you called her mama, and her mama was like, I ain't talked to her. You talked to her? Oh, you ain't talked to her? I ain't talked to her. She was like, this ain't good. So then Courtney ends up calling him. She in jail, talking about something. They came by the halfway house and they found some stuff I wasn't supposed to have. And she on the phone crying and shit. He was like, what you mean? She was like, well, I had some, what'd she say? She had some oxy. No, some, not oxy. What's that stuff that's like cough syrup? It's not cough syrup, but it's like, what is that stuff? Whatever it is, he was like, what's that? So you don't know the drug of choice of your wife? GHB. Thank you, Tanisha. You don't know the drug of choice of your wife? Because that ain't her first time with GHB. Let's call a thing a thing. So now he mad. He mad. You so stupid. How could you be so dumb? How could you do something so stupid? This is gonna mess everything up, Courtney. It's gonna mess everything up now. She was like, you don't have to yell at me. I know. You don't have to yell at me. Then she gonna say, what's that? I'm sorry, y'all just saw something. And now I can't see far away with these glasses on. It looks like one of my neighbors. I don't know if they're moving out, but they got a bunch of trash back there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put my regular glasses on to see. It looks like it's just a bunch of trash. Trash day isn't until Thursday. So I'm like, why is all that trash? So I'm wondering if they're moving out, like if they're in the process of moving, because it looks like bags and bags of trash. And they ain't get put out, because then I would be in the front of the house, not in the back of the house. I'm sorry. Let me focus. So then she gonna say, well, can you put my allowance on my books? So there's that, child. That's Will and Courtney. But let me be honest. I don't feel no kind of way, because Will, I feel like it was disgusting to begin with. I feel like you knew what you had. Just like she said, she had sugar daddies. You were one of her sugar daddies. Let's call a thing a thing. You were one of the sugar daddies. You probably wasn't giving her as much money as the other men were, but you were one of the sugar daddies, and you was trying to be the one and the only. And so you put her in a trick bag to get her to marry you, and now you stuck. That's what that was. You probably promised her a whole lot of shit when them cameras weren't running. You promised her a whole lot of stuff. And now you got what you asked for, because now you married to her ass. Now the question is, was that a real legal marriage? Like, did y'all file the proper paperwork? Did y'all get, because I don't even know if y'all had time to do all of that. Like, did y'all get a marriage license and really go through all of the steps that you got to go through? And I know each state is different, so I don't know what the state in, I don't know what Washington State is. I don't know what they got to do, but I don't know. I'm questioning whether it's a real marriage. But anyway, okay. Next couple is Kiana, Deandre, and Joella. You know what frustrates me when it comes to dumb people in relationships? Is when you a dumb person in a relationship and you really think you won the prize. Like, you really, really think you won the, I'm sorry, I said tomorrow's trash day. Friday's trash day. Anyway, you really think you won the prize, but you didn't. So Kiana and Deandre are back together. He's moving in, and He said he committed to her. He tired of cheating. She the one he want to be with, yada, yada, yada. And Kiana is really snicking and grinning like she won a prize. Ma'am, he's not the prize. He's not a prize. There is nothing about him that is prize worthy. And you really think you won because you've been fighting over this man with this woman, with Joella, with his baby mama, and you really think you got something. Joella basically let it be known, first of all, he cheating. He got a lot of other women. I'm just one of them. I don't know why she chooses me to be the one to pick on, but I ain't the only one he cheating with. Now, she said that he does try, he basically, he has tried to do the right thing and like be faithful to her. She said, but he still be, you know, coming over here talking about something he missed what he had and he want to come back home. So at the end of this episode, because we see them moving together, we meet Kiana's kids. Remember, Kiana was acting like she ain't had no damn kids in them first 6 episodes until her ex-boyfriend exposed her on Instagram and told all her business. So she done brought the kids on now, talking about something. They were at my stepfather's house while me and him were getting reacclimated to each other. And, you know, when he moved in so we could, you know, get to know each other, you know, whatever, making it seem like she wasn't really going to keep him a secret the whole time, right? The minute he said he had to go over his baby mama house, though, her whole personality changed. So here's my thing right here. First of all, stop calling that woman your baby mama. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's something about that term I don't like. But anyway, I'm going to go visit my kids. That's a better way of saying that. I'm going to visit my kids. Then you said, well, it's my son's birthday coming up, so I'm going over there to help her get make sure everything is cool for the party. Let me say this. If a man that I'm dating has, and we have such a crazy history between the three of us, me, him, and her, it's kind of like that old M2 song, You, Me, and He. But anyway, there would have to be parameters. I'm not saying you can't see your kids. I'm not even saying that I'm going to limit you in seeing your children. But there are certain parameters. Parameter number 1, you don't need to be over there at night. It was already dark. Why are you going over there at night? And I don't care if it's daylight savings. I don't even care. Why are you over there at night? He's that goldfish you went at the carnival, child. So he goes over there and she lets him know, look, your kids, no, she says her kids are welcome to come to your son's birthday party, but she can't come. You can bring the kids. I know that y'all are living together. I know she's got those 2 children. They can come. They are more than welcome to come, but she can't come. And of course, Kiana has an issue with that. Like, what you mean? Doesn't she know that I'm going to be around and I'm a part of your life now? Why I can't come? Here's what I'm going to say about this. It's too much history there for y'all to act like this is a regular situation. It's too much history there for y'all to act like this is a regular situation. You cheated on both of them with the other one. And they have been on social media dogging each other out for years. This ain't just when Kiana first started dating Deandre, he didn't have no kids. Now he got like what, 6 kids? This what I'm saying. I see what y'all saying in the chat. Cruz said why he can't come. Tanisha said nope, we ain't going. This what I'm gonna say. They don't know how to act when they're around each other. And that's on both ends. So honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to situations for the kids, it probably is best that one of them is not there. I think it was gracious of her to say, listen, you can bring her kids, but she can't come. And then she went on to explain to him, like, look, she posting these half nude pictures of me on Facebook. She's, exposing information about me. She done doxed me. That's a word. Me and Cruz was talking about that earlier. She done doxed me and put all my information out on the social medias. So, no, I don't want to be around her because it's going to be a situation. Now, if you want to bring her kids, you can bring her kids, but she can't come. Now, at that point, then Deandre has to make a decision. But let's be clear. Deandre, you created this because you weren't honest with either one of those women about what was going on. And you allowed these women to literally fight over you on social media. Now, I understand that some people might be like, well, if I can't be there, my kids can't come. Cool. I understand that. And I respect that decision as well. But I definitely understand why she's like, look, the two of us together is not going to be a good thing. This is my son's birthday. I don't want it to be no problems. So the kids can come. I don't want to punish the kids, but she can't. But I understand those of you that are like, well, if I can't come, my kids can't come. I respect that. But I also understand why she's like, listen, not fighting over anybody. If they wanted to be with you, they would be. Just like ain't no such thing as someone stole your lover or spouse. I'm sorry, but we know it's the truth. No, I agree. But that's why I said he created this situation. Why would you have separate parties? See, I'm going to say this. In my opinion, Deandre, you created this situation. So however the women in your life need to feel comfortable, then that's what you need to do because you created this. You can't wake up today and be like, I decided this is who I want to be with, and everybody else just gonna have to understand. You've been cheating on these women and being deceitful and lying and running back and forth in between jail stints with these women for years. So I'm sorry. I don't think, let me be clear. I don't think anybody's hands in this is clean because Kiana, you were still messing around with Deandre when you had a boyfriend. You were still messing around with Deandre when you knew he was with her. She was messing around with Deandre when she knew that he was with you. So yeah, nobody in this has clean hands. Let's be clear. But I feel like if there's an adult saying, listen, I am mature enough to know that if she show up, it's probably not going to be a good thing. I think both of them need some self-esteem. Kiana needs some self-esteem too, because why are you with this man? This, again, you were dating this man. He has 0 children. He now has what, 5 or 6 children? None of them by you. But that's the love of your life? Okay, then go. I'm not sending my kids to the home of a woman who don't like me. I understand that. But yeah, I mean, and having 2 separate parties is an option, but hell, the reality, and I guess the other option is he can go to his child's birthday party at Joella with Joella, and Kiana and her kids stay home. The option is that the kids don't go. But there is no option where Kiana comes. Not right now. That doesn't mean that they can't get there, y'all. But remember, this is raw. He literally was just cheating on both of them and lying to both of them months ago. It's not like this has been a couple of years. This is just months. So this is a new situation. It's still very raw. Now, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, maybe they can all be together in one big happy room. But they're not there yet. And I think it's mature of Joella to be like, I ain't there yet. I don't want her here. But at the end of the day, they all dumb, child. They are all dumb. Excuse me. I keep looking at the wrong piece of paper. I'm like, what are these names? I'm looking at the wrong piece of paper. And then I wrote in my notes, he's still playing games because it seemed like he's still playing with both of them. He's going to end up snapped. You know what I mean? So then we have Justine and Michael. Now, Justine and Michael is a couple I'm not familiar with at all. Whatever season they were on, I clearly did not watch, okay? Because I don't know nothing about them. But what I do know about them is that they got 9 kids between the two of them. They got married while he was in jail. He's been out of jail for 2 years. They have 9 children. One in college, one getting ready to go to college, 2 more in high school, all the way down to, I think their youngest kids, I don't know if they're twins or if they're just a couple of months apart, but they're toddlers. JB, you know who they are. Are those twins? Are those 2 youngest kids twins? I couldn't tell if they were the same age or if they just were close in age. But anyway, I think they were twins. I think they are the same age. But anyway. The big conversation we see, first of all, this was filmed at Thanksgiving. This was literally Thanksgiving Day. They're not twins, so they're just young in age. They're just close in age. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Baythane. Why are we looking at this? This is a year ago. 11 months apart. Thank y'all. This is a year ago. It is damn near Thanksgiving again. We are closer to Thanksgiving 2025 than we are to Thanksgiving 2024. So this footage is a year old. Okay. So I'm expecting them to be on social media telling their business in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because it's almost a year old. Okay. But they're Irish twins, right? They're Irish twins, Annie. Auntie. So first they were talking about, the daughter that's getting ready to go to college. She's talking about the different schools, but of course she's worried about money. And they were like, don't worry about money. We'll figure it out. It's not your job. We'll make it happen. You go where you want to go. We'll figure out the rest. So then we see him talking about, we had these kids, da-da-da-da-da. And I didn't know how expensive kids were. When did you figure it out? Sir, you were on baby number 9. When did you figure out kids were expensive? You are on baby number 9. When did you figure out kids were expensive? I'm about to time Cajun out. Hold on. Where my phone at? Where is my phone? I'm about to time Cajun out. Just because you a mod, I can time you out, sir. I'm about to time him out. Cajun playing. Lord, that's Thais. Hey, Thais. That means he wasn't taking care of those kids. Maybe, you know what, Vintage? There you go. Maybe that's what it is. That he wasn't taking care of those kids. Look at me. I'm going through all this trouble just to time Cajun out. Sure am. So even if they're not all his kids, like, how do you not know kids are expensive? Like, at least the last 2 of his, you still paying for diapers. So God is telling you not to do it. Okie dokie. Do it. So you heard me? Cajun, how long am I going to time you out for? Put user in timeout. Cajun is in timeout because Cajun know he trolling me. Cajun know he trolling me. Anyway, so they go from talking about their daughter having to go to college, and then they told us the story about the daughter was out there in them streets fighting. I don't know why they felt the need to tell us that, because in my mind, that's her business, not their business to tell. And it wasn't connected to anything. Like, they didn't say, oh, these kids have been bullying her. We've been going back and forth to the school. This. It literally was just random. Oh, did your daughter tell you she got into a fight? And then they actually gave her a confessional to tell us about her getting into a fight. Yeah, these girls approached me. And then it went down from there. I was like, what? What? Anyway, so then Cajun mad. Ooh, he mad. I love you, dude. I love you, though. So then He says, right, Xavier. I don't even think, right. Number one, she's getting ready going to college. And like it was, he says, yeah, I don't want her out there in them streets fighting because y'all. Then why are you telling the world that she's out in the streets fighting? Because, you know, they come arrest you and then you hit with an assault charge and then it messes up everything for college. Now, why are you telling us? Like, because number one, it had nothing to do with anything. Like, I could even see if she had a bruise on her face. I could see it was so random out of nowhere. Like, there was no need for you to tell us any of that. So then we see them talking about she wants to have a real wedding because they actually got married in jail and she wants to have a real wedding. He said, so what's the budget of the wedding look like? Kay just said, I'm not mad. I told him you would get me. She gonna say $60,000. This bitch, and yes, I called her a bitch. I did. This bitch said she wanted an elephant. She wanted to come in on a carriage, but she wanted to get married in a castle with an elephant. Do you know how many? What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to fuck it up. Do you know how many fairy tales you're mixing? I'm going to just say fairy tales. You want a castle with an elephant and a horse-drawn carriage? Y'all still mad at Shannon Sharp because he said he was only giving his daughter $30,000 for her wedding. Y'all still mad at Shannon Sharp talking about he a millionaire. Why he can't give his daughter more money for a wedding? What's $30,000 gonna do? Y'all still mad at Shannon Sharp about that because y'all keep saying it now that he had to pay that woman. Allegedly, the settlement allegedly was like $20 million or something like that. Allegedly, I don't know if that's what it was, but allegedly, ma'am. There's absolutely nothing, and I do mean nothing. You could be getting married at Disney World in front of the fucking castle, and it ain't gonna cost you $60,000. You could be riding Cinderella's carriage to the castle in Magic Kingdom, and it ain't gonna cost you $60,000. What in the entire fuck do you think you're going to get for a $60,000 wedding? Ma'am, you just got finished talking about paying for college. So then later on for Thanksgiving dinner, they invite their business partners. I mean, there's some friends of theirs. This guy, he's like a barber for the stars. All the celebrities that come in town go to him to get their haircut. I think it's the white celebrities because it's like he was like the UFC boxers and all that go to him, and he's like this. He's a person of color, but he's not black. I don't know what nationality he is, but he's a person of color. Okay, look like he's Middle Eastern, but I don't want to be ignorant. I'm not sure. But neither here nor there. They're supposed to be going into business with them. Like they already have a car rental business. They rent out luxury vehicles. People go to Vegas and they want to ride around in a Lamborghini for the weekend. They're one of the dealers that people can go to and get high-end cars. That's actually not a bad business to be in, especially in a place like Vegas. People always want to, you know. I remember the first time I went to Vegas, we got limos to take us from the airport to our hotel because they're cheap. Like it was cheaper to get in a limo. Back then we didn't have Ubers and all that shit like we do now. But it was cheaper to get a limo to take us from the airport in Vegas to our hotel than it was to get a cab back then. Now you could do that with an Uber Black. You can get the same thing, right? They are luxury rental lie. JB said they are luxury rental lie. Okay, JB said it's all a lie. It's all a lie. The people with the small, intimate, or courthouse affordable weddings have the longest, more enduring marriages, and their mortgage be paid. Right. And at this point, like, I never wanted a big wedding. I really was never really interested in having listen, back when I was thinking about getting married, I was cool with doing a destination wedding and paying for like my parents to be there, his parents to be there. Everybody else, we're going to get y'all a nice little package if y'all want to come. You know what I mean? Like, this is the resort we're staying at. This is the package. But neither here nor there, child. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, now Turo. Now they got Turo now. So that's where that ended. He talking about trying to get the money and how he not gonna have the money for the wedding and have the money to invest in this. They supposed to be doing a hair salon, a his and hers hair salon, and with the women getting their hair done on one side and the men getting their hair done on another side, and how he not gonna have the money to do both. Sir, don't sound like you had the money to do either, but neither here nor there. Okay, let me hurry up because we got to get ready for the teacher project. What time is it? Okay, so JK and Brooke, they irritate my soul too. Brooke is still living up in that woman's house, I guess sleeping in that lady's hospital bed, okay? And to the point where they so loud that the mama was like, listen, I pretty much stay in my house, my room when she here. Because y'all are loud. I can hear y'all when y'all having sex. It's rude. Okay. And they trying to have a baby. Once again, I'm not understanding why JK don't have a job. He's still on house arrest. Why are we trying to make babies? Mama was like, listen, I know you want a baby, but this, sir, you got to wait. You got to get yourself established. You got to get yourself set up. Like, why are we trying to have babies? Why are we trying to have babies? Next time I'm going to do it at the cookout. I guess we won't know till the preacher bless the food while we're doing nuptials. Okay, right. On the damn air mattress. Like, what are we doing? Come to find out, Brooke don't even have a job. She lying to him, talking about every day she leaving, going to work. Come to find out, she allegedly lost her job the day she ran out of there when she found out he was at the girlfriend's house and she was at work and she left work and didn't say nothing. Here's the reason why I say allegedly. Now, I get it. It's a TV show and maybe her boss saw it on TV. But the reason why I say allegedly is because you worked with your mama. Your mama couldn't come up with a lie for you. Your mama couldn't have said she got some food poisoning. She was throwing up all over the place. I told her to go ahead and go home. Like, that's my baby. I told her to go home. Like, you couldn't make up. Like, your mama couldn't lie for you. It ain't like you was a no-show for a week. You literally just left work early. Granted, we know it was to chase your boyfriend around, but your boss didn't know that. Your mama couldn't lie for you. Because it looks like you and your mama had that kind of relationship. I mean, you cuss around your mama. You tell your mama that you was dating a convict. You told your mama you was trying to have a baby by this convict. Like, it seemed like you and your mama had that kind of a relationship that y'all could talk to each other like that. So your mama couldn't lie. Anyway, so she done lost her job. She's talking about she got $20 in the bank to her name. And JK don't know that she not working. Talking about he'll leave me if he find out. How he gonna leave you if he find out you don't have a job? He's literally selling plasma. And you told us that he is selling plasma. How he gonna be mad at you for not having a job? Now, I can understand he mad because you lying and pretending like you're going to work every day. But he can't be mad you don't have a job. He doesn't have a job. He said the process of him getting a job has slowed down because he doesn't have his Social Security card yet. Sir, you literally can get a Social Security card in one day. Now, I don't know about the state of Texas where they live, but I know here in DC, I have literally had to go to the place and get it, and I've gotten it the same day. You can get a birth certificate the same day. I did that before I got on that cruise back in February because my passport was getting ready to expire. And I said, well, let me just go on down here and get, because I'm sure I got my birth certificate around here somewhere. But in the time it would have took me to tear this house up looking for because you need that original copy with the stamp and all that on there. I said, in the time, because I had a birth certificate. Anyway, I had one, but not the one that they would have accepted. I said, by the time I tear this house up looking for that version that I need, I just go down to the place and get me a new one. And then that way I can put it in the file cabinet. Because you know how many times I have moved since I have needed that version of my birth certificate? Like, I might not have needed that version of my birth certificate since college. You know how many times I've moved? Anyway, so actually, I think I remember the last time I got that version of my birth certificate was when I got my first passport. I got my first passport almost 20 years ago. 20 years ago. I think that was the last time I got that version of my birth certificate. But I went down there and I literally went down there. I walked in the door. It took about an hour, but I walked out the door with my birth certificate in my hand. Anyway, so JK's best friend who lives with Brooke looked like she ain't paying the rent either. Brooke talking about I can't keep carrying you. I really need the money. I'm broke. don't tell JK, but I don't even have a job, you know. And she was like, well, you know, I got sick, but I've been working these 2 jobs so I can get you the rent and make it up. And she told my son, don't tell. They'll give you a temporary. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get a especially you just getting out of jail. Like, come on now. Get a fireproof lock. I have one. But thank you. But I have one. DC is different and more governmental. What you mean? You can't do that in Florida? You can't do that in Florida? Oh, shoot. Cajun, I just saw your text. I'm going to tell Cruiser. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to tell Cruiser. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to tell Cruiser. Cruiser. Cajun just... I don't want to get distracted because I got hurry up and finish. Thank you, Cajun. Thank you for that information. Because I've been waiting on that. Cajun. Thank you for that information. Do me a favor, Cajun. Text me what kind of room did you have? What kind of room tell me what room you had, whether it was a balcony, or inside room, or window. Tell me what kind of room you had. Text that to me right now. All right, moving right along. Last, we have, I think we got what, 2 more people, or is this the last person? Oh, this is the last person right here. Bianca and Daniel. Are these the last ones? Is that it? Bianca and Daniel? I think they're the last one. JK, Brooke. Oh, it's so as soon as Brooke left from having the conversation with the roommate, who's allegedly JK's best friend, she talking about something. I'm not going to keep that kind of information from him. Baby, she couldn't dial that phone fast enough. I don't think Brooke had left the parking lot before she calling up JK to tell him. Again, what JK going to do about it? You did, yeah, I do. I have it digitized. Like, I have my passport, all of that digitized. Like I said, I'm sure I have my but it's just like I said, by the time I would have looked for a child. Anyway, moving right along. Bianca and Daniel. This is another couple. I'm not familiar with them at all, but I can already tell you I don't like Bianca. And this isn't going to work. This situation isn't going to work. So Bianca and Daniel, both of them seem like alcoholics. The only difference is I think Daniel knows that he's an alcoholic and he's trying to make steps to no longer be an alcoholic. Whereas Bianca, I don't think Bianca accepts that she is an alcoholic. Okay. Bianca said, like, one thing you have to understand, if you date somebody that's in recovery, it's like when you decide to date somebody with kids, you have to take into consideration they have children, and you can't be the priority because they have children. The same thing, if you date somebody that's in recovery, somebody that has gone through a drug addiction or alcohol addiction and they're clean, you have to understand that you're going to have to make certain sacrifices to help them in their sobriety. I remember, and I've told y'all before, my brother, I remember when my brother was, you know, he was in recovery. And one thing with his wife never brought alcohol into the house. She did drink, but she never brought it in the house, to the point where at one point my brother had to tell her, if you want it, like, I think he found some empty bottles or something, like in the trunk of the car or something, I don't know. And he was like, you can bring it, like, you can, there was like wine coolers, you know. And he was like, you can drink, like, you can have it in the house. Like, but she was that conscious of having those things around my brother. And I say that to say this, when you're dating somebody, you have to be conscious of that. So for her to be like, if I want to have a drink, I can have a drink. I don't see what the big deal is. And she literally had like 4 shot glasses in front of her. Man, you didn't just have a drink. You're drunk. And you're literally drunk with a man whose convictions are DUIs. That's a problem. Then she talked about a car accident that she was in with a friend of hers, talking about something. I didn't know she was drunk and I almost died in this car accident. How you ain't know she was drunk? Like, listen, let's call a thing a thing. Whether we choose out, nobody needs to say it in the chat. Nobody needs to say it in the chat. But I'm going to say this. Most of us as adults have gone out with our friends and we've had drinks. And most of us have, as adults, have identified that somebody in the group was too drunk to drive. Might have been you. Might have been one of your friends. I have given my keys before. Like, listen, I know I drove here, but you driving home. Like, I've had to do that before. Or we're going to go down the street to that IHOP for about an hour, hour and a half. We're gonna get some pancakes and some waffles, and we're gonna sop this up for a minute. We both of us need a few minutes. Like, I've done, and I think so. Here's the thing: how you ain't know she was that drunk? Anyway, right? Bianca was drunk too. Exactly. That's the point I'm making. So then, excuse me, y'all. So then we find out that she wants to get married, but it doesn't sound like he's ready to make that kind of a commitment. And then we find out that when his cousin got married, Bianca was actually in the wedding and went to his cousin's wedding that she was a part of, and he went on a hiking trip with his friend. So let me get this straight. Your girlfriend was in a wedding for your family member, your cousin, that clearly you're close enough to that she asked your girlfriend to be in her wedding, and you didn't go to the wedding. Instead, you went on a hiking trip with your friend. That might have been the end of the relationship then. How you gonna send me with your family for the weekend and you don't come? I'm sorry, what? And then at the end, we find out that he has relapsed. He actually has been so stressed out. Bianca done stressed him out so bad that he actually has relapsed and had a drink. I really feel bad for him. I mean, I don't know nothing about his story. So JB, those of you that are more familiar with the backstory, but I felt bad because it seemed like he really was trying. Like he got a car, but he has the breathalyzer thing on the car. So he got blown to it before he can drive because of his DUIs and stuff like that. But he's working. He was like, Bianca won't get a job. So it sounds like he's really trying, right? It sounds like she's the problem. I don't know. I get drunk when we get there and have time to sober up. He gets drunk in the second half. Right. Yeah. Listen, people have systems. You know, on the cruise, I get drunk. Me and Cruz will be drunk together, and we just make sure we both get back to our room. Okay. On the first cruise, our room was like 3 rooms apart. So we walked together. You in, I'm in. On the second cruise, we were on the same floor, but on opposite sides of the hallway. So we would get to that part and we would separate. And I'd be like, you good? Okay, you good? And we would stumble our way to our room. We would stumble our way to the room. You know what I'm saying? But listen, but I mean, I know that's different than actually getting in a vehicle. But again, as adults, we understand the difference. As adults, we know. And especially now with Uber and stuff, there is no excuse. Like, there's no excuse. We need a designated walker, right, cruiser, right? You think he's back in jail? Oh, I hate to hear that. But anyway, so we'll see how the rest of this thing plays out. But that was the episode, you guys. Y'all know I'm going out of town this weekend, so it's if I don't do it on Friday night, it's gonna be late. But it's all good. It's all good. Let me get ready to get off of here so we can go to the Teacher Project 2.0. El Teddy may need to carry you back to your room. That would be funny to see El Teddy carrying you will be a hilarious thing. I need a picture of that. Tall as you are. Anyway. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all. Well, those of you that are meeting us at the Teacher Project 2.0, I'll see y'all in about 15, 20 minutes. Okay? Mwah. Peace. Keep forgetting that mouse don't work for this computer.